What's going on, everybody? It's Chris here from Friendly Frenzy Games, back again today with another episode of some creative destruction in Teardown. Now, if you haven't played Teardown yet, it is now out on consoles as well as obviously PC. Been out on PC for a few years now, but again, if you haven't played it, maybe this video will entice you to. Definitely worth picking up in, our perspective, but we have probably over 120 videos now on our channel, all things Teardown, so definitely give that a look if this is something that you're interested in checking out. Otherwise, we're picking up where we left off in yesterday's episode with some more of the new Time Campers DLC campaign, so let's just hop into it. So we've already popped into the expansion here. We're just going to go over to our trailer as we should have a new mission email. Okay, we do. So Nils, Andre, glass half empty. Now that we have dealt with the debris and stocked up on explosives, we must make the mining town less attractive to the bandits and drifters so that we can get some work done. A mixture of locals and out-of-towners use Combustown saloon day and night, which makes it really tricky to figure out when it's the safest for us to do the necessary things to fix the space-time continuum. We must buy ourselves some undisturbed time by taking out the saloon to keep patrons away. Don't worry, it's insured, so we are technically doing the owner a favor. At least that's what the insurance salesman Charles would say. Okay, so we're going to be popping into this mission here called Preemptive Prohibition. We're going back to Combustown now, so that's cool, but it's only one objective, so this is going to be probably a pretty quick mission here. I wonder if it's going to be destruction only. A lot of the times when they have a mission with just a single objective, obviously you need to clear this objective to make it to the next mission, but I would imagine, yeah, okay. So these missions are really cool. There's a couple of these in the base game where it's strictly just demolish. A lot of the times it'll be taking a structure and you're trying to demolish it below a certain line. So really fun. Obviously a crazy outlet for a bunch of just creative ways to take down these structures. But sometimes it gets a little finicky. You might have 1 pixel above the line or whatever, and it prevents you from completing the mission quickly. But either way, though, this is going to be a fun one. You can tell already. Our main objective here, I know you probably can't see because of where my overlay is, but demolish the saloon to keep unwanted visitors away from Combustown. The buildings look very flammable. Okay. So we might be contending with a fire alarm here. With that, we just have to make sure. Okay, so you can see that we're leveling the saloon here. Oh, okay, and it doesn't matter. Okay, I thought for sure, just by them talking about the buildings looking very flammable, I thought for sure we were going to have an issue of maybe possibly contending with a fire alarm. A fire alarm in Teardown just essentially means that once too much of your map is kind of engulfed in flames, it'll trigger a fire alarm unless you've used your fire extinguisher to put them out. So obviously with this, here's our escape vehicle. We're just going to hop into that once we've completed this main mission here. I would imagine there's going to be a bunch of things around the map. Now obviously because it's Wild West, there aren't really a whole lot of vehicles. The ones that we do have are all kind of horse and buggy. Now I would imagine that is eventually going to step up to, what's this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I would imagine the vehicles are going to get a little crazier. Maybe not. Either way, horse and buggies are still pretty fun to use, but in the base game, you can use things like tanks. You can use things like cranes. Just a bunch of just really, really cool machinery. So, again, obviously with this one, we still only have a few tools here, as we've just really kind of started this fresh campaign, and there's still quite a few that we haven't actually used before at all. So Dynamite Bundle does not exist in the base game. Dynamite doesn't exist in the base game. I would imagine it's very similar damage comparisons to that of a pipe bomb or the bombs in the base campaign. We really, really enjoyed the bombs in the base campaign. The what was it? The pipe bombs were really no big deal. They were hard to use, honestly, and didn't really do a whole lot of damage. But with this, you can see, so we are ultimately trying to get the saloon under this line here. So all of this kind of scaffolding, stairway, all that pathway structure stuff, that's not really going to matter. We might be able to go through. It's probably going to take quite a while if we try to just level it all out at these wood pillars, because then you're going to have the entire interior standing in on itself. So going to be interesting to see how quickly we can actually demolish this here. I don't know. Okay, so these are flammable, so we'll be able to explode those. That should do quite a bit of damage. And then you can see on our map we had quite a few of these red kegs, so these are explosive kegs as well. So we're going to probably just want to get as many of these over here to make our job a little easier. But let's see what we can do here. These missions are always so fun. So fun. I'm going to just put a bunch of these everywhere. Really, I want to kind of take this out at the base here. Not at the base, but at kind of like the middle ground here. We'll see how that goes. We're going to be using a lot of old school tools here, so it's definitely going to take longer than some of our other just destruction based missions. Now, we realized in the mission the other day that these, got to be careful with these, that when you're placing them they don't explode. But these kind of explosive barrels do quite a bit of damage. I'm going to just quick save because things get crazy sometimes pretty quickly. But these explosive kegs or barrels or whatever you want to call them, they do quite a bit of damage, so it's gonna be very cool to see. What's cool too about this game and how they have like the campaigns and stuff structured is once you kind of change this level, so once we blow this saloon up, it will not be available, or you won't, the next time you have a mission in Combustown, if there is another time, it won't be here. So that's pretty cool. I might just quickly see. We're not going to be able to do enough damage at this point to like completely level that building, but I might just kind of get a preemptive idea here of what we're actually dealing with. Might as well see. I'm going to get all of these explosive barrels in that general area for now at least. I probably could have, it might have been smarter, so I don't have to keep doing this run. I might go find where they had one of those open horse carts, and we will just load it up. Load it up with these so I don't have to keep making the run. Okay, so we've got some flammable crates there. I don't want this one because it's not gonna, whoa, it's not gonna explode. Okay, so let me just quick save. Let's find really quickly here where that horse and buggy is. Not the covered one. Okay, so it's all the way down there. But at least with this, we can find all of our red barrels and just load them all up. Hope everybody's having a fantastic start to your day. Weather's going to be nice today, so make sure you get out and enjoy it. We've got a couple of things to do this afternoon, so we figured we'd pop on here early and see what we can get done. Been looking forward to playing some Teardown ever since we got off yesterday. Honestly, it's been a lot of fun coming back to this game. As I had mentioned before in some of our other episodes, we've got over 70 hours in this game, and there's just a lot to do. Whether or not you really appreciate messing around with the mods or just destroying things, or if you're like us and appreciate the strategy of it all, there is a lot to do in this game, especially at the price point. Honestly, it's one of those games where it's just so different and so much fun, but honestly though, it is really so different than so many of the other games that are out there right now. It's honestly so different than really anything that we've played, especially in recent times. Couldn't recommend this game enough. If you're curious, we did go through and do a full review before obviously they came and did the DLC. So basically when we thought our time was done with Teardown, we put together a full review. I can link that in the channel as well, but honestly, a really, really good game, especially now that it's out on consoles too. It opens up a lot of fun and variety for everybody now. It's not just a PC exclusive, We always knew it was coming to console. There was just really no inkling as to when. And again, I think it was a surprise to everybody. Unless you're really on the up and up, I think it was a surprise to everybody that they had new DLC coming. But at the same time, I guess it could kind of make sense to kind of push along this release. Okay, so that's really cool. So we've got our buggy loaded up here with 3 barrels. Sometimes when you try and do this, like especially in the base game with things in the back of like a truck, they don't stay in all that well, but you can see the walls are high enough on this trailer that we should be okay here. Whoa. Got caught up on a bush there. Okay. So I'm not really going to be able to get this. I don't know at this point. Maybe we'll just use this transport. Really curious to see. Actually, I should save before anything crazy happens here. Okay. Very curious to see what kind of explosion we're going to get just out of what we already have here. So that's all flammable. Let's add some more explosions here. Either way, this should look pretty cool. Now we're going to have to get a lot of crates towards the back. Obviously there's a lot of flammable barrels and stuff here, but we are going to have to level this whole thing though. So I don't know exactly how far these explosions are going to spread. But we will need to kind of spread this damage out along here. Where's our other? Whoa. Okay. So obviously we probably need to tighten that up a little bit, but really though I want to just collect as many barrels as we can at this point. As many that are easy to see on this map I think would be beneficial. What do we got here? I'm pretty sure if they keep this factory stocked like they did in that other mission, we should have quite a bit there. So let's go see if we can get some in here. Right through that gate. Burn out some of my horse and carriage here. Yeah, here we go. Here's the mother load. Oh my god. Okay, well, we gotta restart that. Not restart, but quick load. Wow. Okay. So, I need to place these again. But these barrels are gonna be very, very important because, again, I don't think our tools are gonna do really a whole lot of damage. Again, we haven't really experimented with them a whole lot yet, so it's hard to say really how much they're going to do. But and that cart is coming in clutch to be able to transport these explosives, so just hopefully we can do this a little smoother this time. Okay, I'm going to save while I have these two. Do this a little quicker now, just because I've saved. Worst case, we have to start that up again. Now I want these close enough that they're going to kind of chain together. It's just hard to say what the actual blast radius is, so we'll do that for now. Obviously we know that there are a bunch of barrels in here, so let's get these loaded up again. Gonna save just in case what happened last time happens again. You do definitely have to be careful that you're not like clipping these on things when you're running with them, because they are pretty volatile. Ooh. Okay. Take your time, be slower than I am. That might be too full. I would love to be able to get all 5 over there though in one go. I'm gonna save just because we know that doing this presents issues sometimes. I would imagine these are going to fall out. You can sometimes, if you can wedge these in tight enough, it won't really be an issue. That one's going to suck, but you can stand these up too. Sometimes they are... Whoa. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not surprised. I was getting to Rambo trying to place those. Okay, let me see if I can sort this out a bit here really quickly. There's a good explosion though. I just want to sort this out a little bit. Uh-oh. I knew that was going to happen too. But again, though, this is exactly why you save in this game often. Quick load makes it so easy because, honestly, especially when you start messing around with the explosives, anything can really happen. This is going to, as soon as this falls out. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. The only reason I'm trying to make sure that it's sorted out right now is because if it falls out, it's going to explode anyways. But I do want to make it that we can pull all of those over in one go. I just can't get this one to stand up. Okay. It's a little better. Oh, there's actually not as much room in here as I thought to make it stand up flat. Or like stand up straight here. Ooh, that's tough. Actually, what's really cool, and I kind of forgot, is if we can get those to sit in there, you can use planks. Because obviously we're not going to need planks in this mission. You can almost make a roof to sit, to like hold things in better. We used to do that all the time in base game for some of the objectives where you need to use like trucks and stuff to move things. It's actually really, really cool. Just trying to sort this out a little bit so we can wedge this in more. Okay, it's might be as good as we can get it. It's kind of shaky, but okay. Not sure how much I like that, but I'll show you what I'm talking about quickly with these planks here. And let's see if that, ooh, even rope. I don't know exactly. Again, like I don't know if the ropes work like the cables do. I wonder if we could just, yeah, I would imagine this is exactly like the cables. I don't know if we can kind of rope those in. That probably won't do anything. Usually you use the rope to like pull things, so I'm not going to bother with that. But we can do the plank. Got to get it to stand up here. So you can see, like that, we're going to make a little wall here. Whoa. I wonder if it tilted because of the rope. But you can see we're fortifying this cart a little bit, which is kind of nice. Again, we're not going to need the planks in this mission, so I'm not too worried about using them all. Oh my. I'm just doing a really bad job right now of placing these planks. Like that one just cut right through, so I'm going to just restart that. I know we're spending a lot of time on this cart. Honestly, it probably don't really need to do it, but the whole idea is to be able to just get these 5 over without having to walk them all. We do really want like the biggest explosion that we can get in this, so that's kind of the idea behind spending all of this time here. There we go, get that to go flat. I don't know why that's tilting, because it looks like it should place straight. But that's going to go right through also. Okay. I'm going to just maybe try. We'll just, oh, that's going to come right out, isn't it? Uh-oh. Okay. I was expecting way worse for that. That's not going to work. I maybe should have built the cart a little higher before the barrels were in, but I don't care that much now. Even if we can only get 4, maybe that'll be fine. Because I don't want to spend all this time just rejigging this cart. So let's try and just do 4 for now. Those look tight enough. Okay, so we got the 4 in here pretty tight. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if we hit a snag, but it just kind of... The horse itself is pretty jolty, so we hit something. We hit something or whatever, but I'm going to take 1 out for right now. See if we can do this 1 more time. See if I can just be a little smoother. Oh, it's going. We got a dip. Okay. I'm going to just take 3. I'm going to just take 3 at this point. Quick load this again. we'll just take 3 because I want to get this done. If we need 2 more, at least we know where we can get them. 3 should not be an issue. The walls should be high enough that they don't come popping out. Oh my. Yeah. Okay. Like, they still want to kind of roll a little bit. I probably, like I said, I should have built the cart up before we pulled those in, but... Okay, so again, we're going to just go back to spreading these. I'm going to save since we're here. But I'm going to go back to spreading the damage out a little bit here. Come up here. Keep running along this path. Oh my god. They are hard to place sometimes. Especially because it takes up so much of your vision in front of you, you can't really see where you're going. You try and hold it up, but then a lot of the times that makes you like slam it down when you place it, especially if you hit like a railing or something. I'm probably not doing a very good job making these gunpowder barrels look viable, but honestly though, in destruction modes like this, especially when you're lacking tools, especially when you're lacking like upgraded tools, using the environment, whatever you can find along the environment, is going to be very important and very helpful, especially as like these do a lot more damage typically than probably what your other tools would do. So again, like you can see how much space this takes up when you're running with it. You can't really see anything. Okay, so that's one gone. Try and hop over this barrel. Okay, so we've at least made it over that. So I'm going to save, because that's a feat in itself. Do that here. I don't know. If I can run between here, I'm just going to do that this time. Because now that we know there's stairs up the back. Okay. This one we somehow... Whoa. Oh my. No way that won't fit. Come on. See if I can pull it through here a bit. Okay. Now, we could have just maybe loaded up underneath here, but it's not going to bring down the part that we need to lower, so... Actually, maybe it would have if we could have taken out all of these posts, but I still don't think it would have lowered enough. It might have. It might have. But again, though, it's one of those things where, especially in missions like this, there are so many different ways to do it and so many different points. There are all of these missions that I tend to try and have the building pancake down in on itself, and it always gets stuck on like 1 or 2 pixels. Even in the review, I think I mentioned that, you know, as good, again, as this game is for physics, we've had issues on... you know, full slabs of concrete being held up by one single piece of glass. Not a pane of glass, but like a single piece of glass. So, like, the physics are very good in this game, but sometimes they just don't really make sense. So, even when you try and come up with, like, a really cool way to demolish buildings sometimes, it's just, even though in the real world it would make sense, it just does not work in this, so... Okay, so we've got a decent amount of explosives spread all across here. I'm going to maybe just move these flammable ones a little closer to our explosive barrels. We could probably use... Okay, we do have some around the back. So we have some everywhere. I just don't know 100% that they're going to be close enough to chain react themselves. Or to ignite themselves, but we don't need all of those in one spot here. These are all flammable, so let's just spread them out a little bit, because I do want to just make as big of an explosion as we possibly can get here. So we've got them all up the side. And then we do have our tools, too, that we're going to use, so... Oh my god. Quick load that. That's scary, though. That alone makes it seem like we don't have enough on that side, because I would have imagined that would have killed us, but... We'll see. Let's just quick save again. Okay. Now. That's that. This one isn't gonna explode. We've we've got another flammable here. Okay. Is there anything in here? No. 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 Okay, I just wasn't sure if there's going to be more crates or anything. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so I think we at least have a little bit of a setup here. Now I just need to figure out our tools. So dynamite bundle, I would imagine, is probably like a timed fuse. And then our dynamite is going to be just like I don't know if it's going to explode on impact or over a certain amount of time as well. But let's see what dynamite bundle does. I would imagine that's really going to start kicking things off, though. Yeah. Get out of here, then. Okay, so that did not do much. But it starts a fire, which is cool. We're going to see now. I would have loved to demolish this whole thing in one go, but again, though, when I say about the physics being really good in this game, you can see that this... Like, look at how much damage these are doing. I should have stuck that to the wall. So we're doing a good amount of damage to this saloon. Again, like, a lot of it comes down to just these barrels being in decent places. I really wish I could have had it all happen in one go, but... So now we're basically just kind of plugged up on all of the interior walls here. So this is where it's going to be important to use your dynamite as well. But you can see, like, at this point, the building should be leaning. It's not. Got a good amount of damage going on here, though. We can see that it's standing up on this wall, and I would imagine that back corner as well. So we've got it leveled, and now this is when it comes down to, we've got still just at the back, we have 4 meters too tall. What we can do is start plugging away at little things like this. Okay, it's still kind of... So the dynamite is exactly like what the pipe bombs were. Not really a huge fan of this, but the dynamite bundles are... Oh, I didn't even see this. You can throw these too, which is cool. These flammable barrels. Wow, I can't even see there. But with this, we're really just trying to get to what's making this building stand up still. I wish I saw this before. So it's just on these interior walls, I would imagine, still. Yeah, if we could have towed this cart, we could have pushed this whole thing. Yeah, we would have been able to move this whole cart over there. Okay, so now we're too high in the front, so it tells you the parts that are too high and by how much, which is cool. You can see it's just a lot of messing around at this point. As much fun, like I said, as much fun as I have during these destruction missions, they are really a lot of fun and very creative. I definitely appreciate more the strategy behind putting together a really fun run in these games, or in this game, but because I feel like these missions are pretty finicky at times, and I know I keep saying that, but you can see, like, we're trying to figure out where we need to do damage to get this to fall in. And you just get hung up on small pixels here. Like, unrealistically, this is kind of floating. And you're just trying to find at what point this is being held up. Okay, so now this whole thing is tilted. Okay, so we're still chipping it away. It looks like it's... This whole thing realistically is still too tall. At least with the fire, everything's kind of burning. The voxels are burning away on each other, or burning away on themselves, I guess, but so you can see the saloon is just basically decimated at this point, but still has a little bit to go. so we're all out of ammo now. So again, this is why it's really important to be able to utilize the environment for your stuff, for your demolition, because you're eventually going to run out of your tools, and then there's really no other way to get this done. But like, you can see what you would figure, like, I would have thought at the very beginning of this that you could just kind of demolish the foundation and then have the whole building fall in on itself, but very clearly you need to basically rip the whole thing apart. It's not really that you're trying to get it below a certain point. As much as you are, it really is just destroy this whole building. I would love to see, and I'm sure there's people who can do it, but I would love to see somebody who has just leveled this in perfectly so that you didn't have to tear it all apart piece by piece here. Like, we still have 1 meter too tall, even though the entire thing has been kind of ripped apart here. But yeah, like, there's a plan that I had for this, and then what we actually ended up having happen. So now we have all of our explosives done, our shotguns done. We have gunpowder barrel. I don't know what this actually does, though. Is this throwable, or does this just place? Oh. Okay. That's not going to help us now because we don't have any way to light this. I guess we could use the fire there, but... Okay, so this is still... Now it's even taller, just by the way. That makes sense, but... Just by the way that it's kind of fallen there. So we can at least use the sledge here because this whole building was wood. Okay, so finally, after all of that, the demolition is complete in this. So again, these missions are a lot of fun. Honestly, I really do enjoy the just destruction missions, but they are very finicky. You can do some really cool ideas. You can have a lot of fun with the explosions, especially the initial ones when the entire building is left intact. Those first couple of hits are so fun. Obviously do a lot of damage, but yeah, not as simple. Obviously, it's not a hard mission by any means, but it's not as simple as just taking out the foundation and having it fall in on itself. A lot of it comes down to finding that one pixel that it's held up on, and is sometimes kind of annoying, but took us a little over 20 minutes here. Obviously the video time's closer to a half an hour, but I don't know how the mission time actually works. Maybe that takes out the times that we quick save and quick load, but either way, though, very simple mission, only one target required. This one's called Preemptive Prohibition, I guess because we're taking out the saloon. So short episode here today. Didn't really know what we were getting into. You never really do with Teardown, but hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe to Friendly Frenzy Games on YouTube for much more Teardown content, and we hope to see you guys in the next episode. Have a great day, everybody.